Okay. So now our intrepid adventurers, our happy little our
Yes.
delightful people are walking back to Fomorian camp, having considered that the infected mushroom people are going to be good enough.
Possibly good enough.
As you guys approach the walls, you seem to see the festivities seem to be dying down a little bit. It's been a couple of hours. The Fomorians seem to be on a very similar time scale as you guys. They seem to be almost like hours, days, that kind of stuff. While, unlike most of the other Fae, seem to be moments and whatnot. Time seems to flow differently for them. So, as you guys approach, the festivities are dying down. They're starting to go to bed some. And you can still hear the tales from this strange, smaller Fomorian talking to them. Do you guys wish to...
Can we hear them well?
You guys are a bit too far away, but it sounds like he's regaling some explorations of another world.
Does anyone want to announce our visitation, or am I doing so? Because I'm usually the lead in these situations, but I don't mind taking a back seat if someone else wants to.
Yeah. He's inside the walls, though, right? Or are we able to see them directly?
He's behind the walls. He's in the little fortress with them.
Well, Victor's gonna come up. I hear somebody in there sharing tales. We like to hear tales and share some of our own.
You hear a couple of voices seem to talk and question each other before you hear from the other side an almost regal voice. Oh, a common tongue. Are you guys from the material plane? Haven't been there for a while, but fancy to hear about what's going on there.
Yes, I'm from the material plane.
And after a few moments, you see what looks to be about an 8-foot-tall half-troll with big, fluffy red hair and a beard. He looks as well-dressed as you could be, being imprisoned in such a place. He seems to be trying to upkeep his clothes as much as he can. And you see what looks like a series of books in a kind of leather holder on his hip. Well, what do we have here? A draconian, an elf, and a cat person. And a lizard.
You could also say a bunch of idiots from the material plane.
That goes without saying. Victor just kind of looks back over his shoulder and smirks. Yep.
I have one thing of note I want to bring up before we enter. I have brought some red caps, and I don't know if they would be... Pardon me.
Sufficient for food.
Oh, Axe is dying.
Yes, I am dying. I don't know if they would be a good edible entry for you or not, considering they seem to be infected with something. I don't know if cooking them gets rid of that or not. I don't know the customs here, but I figured bringing a gift would be nice.
Infected with something, you say?
He pulls out the card Or the cards, depending on how many I needed to use.
You would have used 3, and he kind of just looks over the images. You didn't draw these, no. No. You're... interesting. Haven't met a card mage in many years. It's nice to see that your trade's still a thing.
Victor's just kind of looking at this Fomorian.
Learned it on my own.
That's a lot harder. It means you've got natural talent. So we have...
Are you Mikkel?
Yes, I am Makael.
You are one of the people we're looking for down here.
You're from the material plane. You're looking for me.
We have no ill will towards you. I want to make that clear.
You're looking for someone else.
We're looking for... I forgot what they called. The custodian?
The steward or sensical?
Steward. Yeah.
The steward, yes.
You see him sit here and rack his brain for a minute, and he's like, "You're looking for the lamp bringer. The custodian of... Did you take care of the problem?"
Azeroth grins ear to ear, entirely revealing that without saying a word.
Quite effectively.
Oh, this is...
Let's just say, under new rule, you are free to leave anytime you wish.
So Julian's dealt.
Dealt with, but still alive, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Most beginning. I would have thought it would have taken a few more years.
Florence wanted his throne back.
Yeah.
Which means I'm presuming that there's more to it than I know. Because he wouldn't choose just a random draconian. Which means you're probably a Belmont.
I wanted my
Good
house
observation.
back.
You wanted your house back. You're a Coburn, aren't you? I haven't seen one of you since your grandfather came through.
All right,
Yes,
how do
sir.
you know this much about either one of us? I must know.
Because I've met your family too.
Well,
Well,
fair
that's-
enough.
You don't travel
Let's
the
get in.
plains and learn the names of many things and bump shoulders with some of the least appreciated people.
How long have you been down here?
How
Or
long
in general?
How long has Florence been gone?
From what I
200.
understand, a couple hundred years?
Yeah, give or take.
Tracks. No moon and stars to track everything, so it's just a matter of sleep cycles, which start to get weird once you've been underground for so long.
Yeah. I have something you can read, depending on how fast you are at taking in knowledge.
How fast I am. Are you challenging me, boy?
No, I'm not challenging. I'm just offering a gift from one scholar to another.
What do you have?
He hands him the book that he's been writing their adventures in.
Well, this isn't finished yet.
No. It's being written as we speak.
Much like a lot of my books. So perhaps you should keep it for now. I would like to read it when you're done. I have a feeling you'll probably have several volumes. That's how it started with me.
Hopefully. I seem to be taken after my grandfather.
He kind of signals you guys in, and he's like, "So, a drink, perhaps? We get some barrels of some mead
you have
down
anything.
here. They tend to
Can we-
send us the drudges, but..."
Can we find our friend first?
Yes, the lamp bringer.
I think it'd be best for us to rest if we're welcome here.
Oh, you're welcome. And the lamp bringer's here, too.
I will declare my intent, and I will say this privately to him, as long as there's no other Fomorians nearby. We are looking for allies to come out and leave this place.
Okay.
Julian's gone, so therefore we need to get more support.
Power vacuum or something else?
Column A, column B.
Something on the material plane?
That as well. We got a lot of things going on, and now is a highly political time in the Lunar Court.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
In this case, it would be better to bolster our forces and make allies versus make enemies.
Yes.
The thing is you'd probably have to sit here and give them something that would be a decent deal for them. The Fae are not going to be too forthcoming and kind, nor would the people who helped kind of shoo us away. And sadly, the
First of all-
breaching of our people onto the material plane may come with some other issues.
I'm not saying onto the material plane, I'm saying here.
I don't think the Fey Lords will be happy with us staying here.
The situation as it involves is the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes. And as far as I
So-
know, everyone in this camp is...
I could assume that they're friendly.
Yes, they are not aligned with the old king.
And
So,
in that situation, then I would at least give them freedom, if nothing else.
They can go home.
That's the least I at least can offer.
we
They
haven't
are
had a
welcome to
homeland
leave
in a
if desired.
while, young wizard.
It's, in my case, it's, you should not be, they should not be forced to have to stay here.
I agree. That's why I
That's
was
it.
trying to find a plane for them to exist, and oddly enough, one of the best ones for most Fomorians to live in, if not here, is the material plane. The problem is, if we breach forward into the material plane, there is a potential headache that will potentially wake up. If it's just this group, it's not too bad. If we try to get all the Fomorians moved, though, I can assure you there are factions of my people who are still wishing to bring back the old king and his reign.
Baylor.
So, and actually, Baylor is the least trouble that you're looking for. We once had a kingdom in which one of our royal members may have gotten into a relationship with an otherworldly being who was dying of natural cause and wanted to feed the gods to her to give her the power to survive. His brother just so happened to be married to one such god. So, sadly enough, I would have to say we would be looking at a potential war coming forward.
Yeah, fun.
I have to describe more of the ins and outs to that because I don't want them to be trapped here, but I also don't know if I have any potential area to even provide them.
Right.
They like caves.
Well, we do have a cave that is going to be opening up.
And there might be the best way to get their attention. What's the thing you need to open it up from?
Cultists.
Cultists.
Earth cultists. They need to be evicted. Into the afterlife, preferably.
They're after the ley line.
Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Ew. Ew. Is it that part of the timeline? No. Yes? Would make sense.
We have been told by Time, Tarragon, and I can't remember the third one's name, that it is a very interesting time coming forward.
I believe it was Time, Rosemary, and Sage.
Rosemary's.
Tarragon is their cousin.
Got it.
Yes. She's
Yeah.
Past, present, and
Victor's-
future. Just in spice names.
Victor's gonna find somewhere with some light and write down stuff he's experienced since they've
Yeah.
taken off Julian.
So you guys sit down around a fire with some drinks, and as you're writing, the scribbling seems to get the attention of something. After a few moments, you feel two feelers on your shoulder, as something seems to be looking over your shoulder with hands on your back. And its wings slowly spread up with fur on it. It is a 3-foot tall, white-eyed, pale white moth person.
Why, hello.
What does one scribble?
I'm taking notes.
Notes on what? What does it
My
note?
life experiences.
You see it kind of look at your eyes, and for a moment you realize this isn't actually looking at you. The eyes themselves actually remind you of cataracts in old people that start to go blind.
You
Yes?
have seen many, many years, haven't you?
I have seen the lamp. I bring the light.
Are you related to Florence?
Florence?
Are
Pastor
y-
Florence?
Yes.
Where is the young master?
Well,
You wouldn't happen to be the...
custodian of the light.
Yes.
Oh, huh. We got
We
a 2
were
for 1
looking-
special.
We were looking for you to bring him back, actually.
It is time to bring the lamp?
It's time.
You see him sit here and shuffle away from you and walk into the fire, seeming not to notice, and walk through it as he spreads his wings out further, going, "The light! The lamp! The light!" And I need you all to make an endurance saving throw real quick.
God. I would have said not right now, not this exact second. Alright, endurance saving throw. Crazy old man. 7 and 5. It's 12 plus 4, 16 total for me.
10.
15.
Well, 2 of you rolled 15 or above, so 2 of you will realize a bright flash goes, and as you see that flash happens, you see the moss figure for a second, and then it's gone.
Ow, my eyes.
Stella,
Victor, like,
you are seeing bright white spots in your vision. You didn't get to catch anything.
Oh, I mean, Asnot's gonna sit here and rub his eyes like
Ow.
I feel like I just looked straight into the moonlight glow. Oh.
oh,
That hurt. Wow. Wow. Ow.
Makael just takes a sip of his drink and is like,
Now
that
I know
is
how
the-
Julian felt.
And that is the lamp bringer.
Yeah.
so he's okay.
Stella just takes out her flask and just blindly takes a swig. Just,
I take it he's the only person that can exit here without permission.
Whoa.
Technically, he would need permission from the acting ruler.
Asnot does the shifty eyes.
Which means one of you guys has beaten up Julian.
Only
Yeah.
one?
Well, it takes just one of you to sit here and be able to sit here and tell him.
I mean, we got to,
And he slowly rolls up his
Really
sleeves to
talented.
show some metal cuffs on his hands. I'd do the same thing, but... yes.
Hold on a moment. I try to locate the key card. Because you said that might poof on me, so there's no way for me to metagame that, but I'm saying I'm looking for it and I have it in a specific area.
Which key? What key? There's a key.
The key ring to get in and out of this place. It might have a key on it to unlock his shackles.
So, as you pull out that key ring, he's like, okay. What are you going to do, sorcerer?
If I can unlock your shackles, I would. Are these a part of it?
I don't think so.
Did you get them on from Julian, or is it somewhere else?
It was technically from Julian, but... don't think he'd have the key that near to me. Otherwise, I would have been out of here ages ago. You don't know how many of those guards I've pummeled to try to get out of here.
Well, these happen to be the guard captain's keys.
The one down here or the one up there?
The one up there.
Oh.
So I will go ahead and look for the keys. That's the key that seems to match, and utilize it to get him out of the shackles. Because this is our friend, so I don't see why not.
It takes you a little bit, and you're starting to notice a problem. One, the shackles don't have a keyhole. Two, couple of these keys don't look like keys, they look like bars of some kind.
I'm looking for something that has matching... I'm assuming a type of metal, or is this type of, like, wood? Because, fey creatures.
It's a metal. It seems like they had to use something specific to bind him. In fact, it seems almost like a metal that's only from the Feywild.
I'm going to look for a key that has possibly matching metal to that, or some type of design that matches. Because, that's the first thing I'm thinking of, is just a bar that matches it.
You kind of shift through them a few times, trying to find one that matches.
I have the urge to just jam the whole key ring on the top and just shake it up and down until it unlocks.
I mean, do you?
No. Unless I can't fucking find the fucking key, then I maybe.
None of the bar ones seem to have markings on them, but they do seem to... There seems to be something about them. You can't see or feel any markings on it. At least none of you can normally see it.
Do I feel any difference on the keys? Like, intent difference?
Not really.
Okay.
Craftsman's intent is just to technically chain somebody up, sorry.
How do they identify the different keys? Not something I'm really familiar with, considering I'm not from the Feywild to begin with.
Are you asking Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I forget. You mortals don't have the same vision as an elf. At least not a Fey.
Oh, so I should have been the one looking through these.
No, you wouldn't have even seen it. Your kin are too far apart from us and from the Fey genetically. Even I had to learn magic to sit here and see this.
Oh.
I use Warlock eyes.
You use your Warlock eyes, and you do see some faint magic on each key, but it's not markings. It's almost like it's an ink and a certain tone or color that's hidden on it.
Asnot just shakes his head. Also, this is straight up in front of anyone, so all of you see, like, I don't know what color we picked for that, but his eyes change to a cat-like eye, and with dark scleras. Very, very different from his current eyes.
Oh, whoa.
And he's just trying to look at these. I mean, this is one of those, like, he's using magic to try to look at these, and he's trying to pass that off.
Makael's going to tap you on the forehead, and suddenly you start to see weird purple and blues and pinks that you never seen before on so many things. In fact,
That's a new one.
you even look over to Victor and you see strange markings on his skin. They're like stripes of some kind, and they seem like they're stripes and camo on his flesh for hiding in the woodlands. But you know that he doesn't normally look like this.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yes, it's...
Do I have a capacity of picking that spell up from me literally using my eyes during the time that was cast on me?
You can.
Because that seems like a very useful spell right there.
Mm-hmm. So we'll add to your list See Ultraviolet.
Oh, alright.
Uh-huh. It was the ultraviolet spectrum that's written in.
How many RP points?
I'll count it off of how many points you get from the end of this.
Okay.
Because that's going to open up a lot of doors for you guys.
Literally.
Yeah.
Because in the Feywild, they all see an ultraviolet.
Yep.
So this, to them, is like, oh, this is easy. And you guys are just like, What is it? Even a Fomorian would be like, I don't know. I don't know which one's which.
You
So with
okay
this-
over there?
Improved vision here, and I'm gonna turn off my warlock eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and use the key to open the thing if I can see it.
Yeah, you find the right key with the right markings that seem to match the ultraviolet ones on his thing, and you unlock his shackles. And he just kind of
there you go.
rubs around his wrists like, oh, it has been so long. You do not know how good that feels. And he starts rolling his wrists around, and he's just like, ah. So, you're a warlock.
What? He says, trying to feign innocence.
Victor's just kind of glaring at him.
Stella just has her arms crossed.
Like, it's
Shaking
kind
her
of
head.
sweet. Stella, it's kind of sweet. He's still in denial after all this time, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
are you a natural born? Or?
He wishes he was
He,
not
do they... No, he doesn't have a ring, does he?
For what?
For the marriage. Unless it's just magically there and he's never noticed it.
Actually, as you look at your hand, you do realize something on yours and Stella's hand. It is tattooed on you in ultraviolet.
Amazing. He raises his hand and points at it.
You married a fae?
Yes, and something else.
Victor just kind of smirks bigger.
I don't see anything.
You have one too, Stella. Can I actually cast that spell on her?
Yeah.
I poke her in the forehead.
Oh! That's like a Jackson Pollock.
Now that you guys are looking around, you guys do sit here and notice even the mushrooms that were glowing blue up in the sky, it's like pulsing colors through them. Almost like a psychedelic light up there. Everything seems weird here. And now you realize why the Feywild is considered a world of so many colors and everything,
Wow.
even if it looks normal otherwise.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Victor gets his book back out.
So no, to answer your question, not natural born.
So you've made a
Just
deal. Interesting.
I married one.
He doesn't know what they're seeing, but
As he reaches over and pokes Draven too. Or Victor, sorry.
whoa.
Yeah.
This is like we were on the elevator.
Yeah, and Victor, you notice you've got stripes and splotches like camo all over your skin. It's one of those weird things that it's just like, wait, I have these?
He's just like looking at his hand and his arm, like, whoa.
I
Wait a
forget
second.
that you mortals don't see on the ultraviolet spectrum.
Stella looks at her. Stella pulls out her gun and looks at it.
There are some markings on it, on the butt of it,
Oh.
that you have never been able to see before.
Oh no. I don't want to know what my inventory looks like. Do I look weird?
But Victor, once things clear out, he's gonna write down everything he's noticed.
Oh, it's gonna take a while for it to wear off.
Oh, nice. So he's gonna put it back.
Yeah.
You
There we
mentioned
go.
drinks.
Yeah. Makael sits here and pours you a drink and hands it to you. Oh, this has to be something new for you guys. I remember when I first saw this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And you
this
guys
is
are from the
definitely new.
material plane. You guys haven't been through like multiple planes before getting this.
Oh, hell
Nope,
no.
Oh.
not at all.
Wait till you guys see an infrared. That stuff is insane.
He kind
The
of
amount of
raises
time.
the glass in salute and takes a gulp of it.
It tastes like a pretty bottom of the barrel mead, kind of like an ale mead. It seems like they're just trying to keep the Fomorians drunk and fed and shut up and quiet in a corner.
Otherwise, they'll cause problems.
Yeah.
Not as good as what the Raven Queen had, but
Oh, I know. Some of her cellar.
passable.
Oh. I've been through that cellar once or twice, and gee. Actually added a couple of bottles to her cellar once.
Oh, nice.
If they're yours, technically, you might be able to,
Oh no, they were gifts. Gifts.
Okay, understood there.
You think I've gotten
Well,
around
try-
all these planes without having to sit here and take and bring gifts and give gifts? Whew.
Don't look at me. I'm just here.
Would Victor have read some of Mikael's works before?
Yes, you probably would have read about 2 or 3 of them, the more common ones. So I will allow you to pick from fire, earth, water, or airplanes, 2 of them. And then probably his footnotes on the Feywild.
Okay.
Because the actual book on the Feywild is oddly really rare to find.
Fire,
Almost-
Earth, and Fae.
Okay. So that means you know that, at least in the plane of fire, he had a bit of a rough time because of his troll-like blood. Because of all the burns. In the earth planes, however, he did exceptionally well with cataloging a lot of the creatures amongst these swamps and everything else because of, well, again, his troll blood
Right.
and Fomorian ways. With the footnotes on the Feywild, you know that he's interacted with numerous courts over probably what is close to a couple thousand years. This guy has existed since probably before medieval times in your guys' world. And has been traveling from place to place and just taking in everything as everything evolves and grows and trying to catalog everything.
Yeah. As part of my work and honestly my upbringing, I've read some of your work, actually. Victor just kind of looks up at him.
It's
Nice.
nice to know that there are still scholars out there reading my literature.
Same within the libraries of the Belmont Hold. I know your books are in there somewhere. A lot of the information that I get is oral information, but it's condensed. Usually told to you when you're on a hunt or otherwise.
Yes. You guys haven't had a great scholar in a very long time.
Looking to change that. Considering I'm a spellcasting Belmont.
Yes.
When you have a Dart Viper as your mentor, you're gonna get a little bit of everything.
From
Which one is yours?
I think we'd said Archimedes was my mentor.
Yeah.
Archimedes.
As you say that, you see him kind of chuckle. Ah. I remember him. Good man.
Yeah.
Or snake person thing. I remember when they first came out of their plane of origin and started becoming what they were. I remember when they were all children, still hatchlings.
Did you ever go to my grandfather's home on the material plane?
oh,
I might have shared some tea with them here and there before this mess happened.
Yeah. Well, there's a dart viper about an hour or so from that place.
Agatha! Yes, lovely.
Yeah.
you know way too much about our history. That's for sure. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Not to be
myself
anything
busy.
negative. No, I know. Something you might be interested in, though. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my what I call my brother's spell book, but it's my ancestor's spell book.
Mm.
Oh, ultraviolet light! Shit, both of my spell books are probably fucking lit the hell up.
Yep.
Like a Pink Floyd show in a lava lamp, probably.
Yeah. I'm gonna at least show him the page of him talking about I can't remember the Ma of the Abyss's name.
Actually, as you open it up to that page, you see that a lot of the spots that seemed almost gone, his name is back in there now.
Mm-hmm.
Simone's name is back since the curse has been lifted. I was like,
I hope.
I see the faint traces of curses in here.
Yeah, Simone is still kicking.
Simone is still alive. That's...
He had been transformed into a creature that basically was put into a box for 200 years.
Well, that'll do it.
I'm the idiot who let him out, knowing full well that he might attack us.
And I was the idiot that willingly helped, so, you know.
Well, considering my my last ancestor that has a direct spellcasting bloodline seemed to be attached with him, I figured I would probably be the next person who I would actually be able to interact with him properly.
Yeah, Parth. Lovely guy.
Parth, indeed.
Bit of an asshole. And
Those
sick
are the
of his
last
ass, but-
spellcasters in my family. I am the newest one. And only one, from my knowledge.
You see him kind of just look over the three of them. I was like, are you a tinkerer as well as a card mage?
Yes. How did you know?
So you made that armor?
No. That would be my brother's.
Then you are not the only mage.
Good point, but he uses Tinker's things specifically.
Your brothers. The twins.
Yes.
Hmm.
The Nexuses is what I was reading. We were potentially being called.
Yes. It's because technically you guys had this... Just like several other bloodlines of the Conians, you guys interbred with certain species of your kind to balance out your gifts and weaknesses. It was a sneaky way for you guys to sit here and make yourselves more powerful. You guys went with the moon, the sun, and the umbral, but I've seen some that have done water and fire, earth and air. It's a thing. And you're not the only ones to
Agreed,
do it.
but-
The elves will do it too. I've seen half-breed elves doing that stuff all the time.
Victor just kind of innocently looks around.
In my case, I'm not really worried about where we were at. It just mentioned in books that they had interest in my brother specifically. If I remember right, I had that in character. I know that it was mentioned to me out of character at some point in time, but I don't know if I actually located that in a book or not. So, heads up, that might be meta.
Yeah, it was mentioned that Damien was noticed as potential.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a few things. Seems like a good time for you to come back, right?
It seems if the Cult of the Earth is making a move for a ley line, there's more ley lines that are probably going to be taken and or attemptively seized, and I should see what stirrings is on the other planes. Tell me, is the what were they calling themselves? The Sanctum still a thing, or did the Sanctum of Stability die off? Okay, there's still a thing. Remember when it was called something else, so it's nice to know that they're still kicking around.
Yeah, I've been told a couple of things along those lines.
Oh, trust me, if you would have seen that place when it was in its prime, it was beautiful.
Balthazar is our current, the quest giver, so to speak.
Oh, the Young Horizon! Oh,
He's not so young anymore, from what I understand.
I wouldn't guess he would be.
Well, he throws my dad around like he's made of a sack of potatoes, so...
I mean, yes, he's half demon, half angel. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Guy was trained by his uncle. I mean, I met his uncle twice.
I'm surprised.
That was not a
Surprised you're, surprised you're actually that old in this case. No judgment. I'm just surprised because I wasn't expecting to beat someone from several hundred years ago that wasn't just straight up a Fey Lord.
A couple thousand. And technically, I'm a demigod because of what I've done now, but hey.
Oh, well.
Problem is, as
He
a
gestures
demigod,
slightly and goes,
problem
not
is,
the first one I've not talked to, so...
Problem is, as a demigod, I don't get to sit here and break all the rules like gods do. We still have limitations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
What do you mean you've met another demigod?
So, he pulls his hand back up and points at the ring. He goes, "I've partied with a specific one. I can't remember his name. I'm dancing on names today."
Vinny?
Yeah, Vinny.
Zini.
Zini, thank you.
Zini. Xenagos. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I blacked out for a couple of weeks and came back married
Yeah,
in a polyamorous marriage.
that was
With a fail. Oh, sheesh.
With the Fae and a very specific person who happens to be with me. You
Why
wouldn't
do
happen
you
to know
want
a
us-
Katarina, right?
Katarina. Not off the top of my head.
Do I know her family name? I don't.
She probably would have exchanged it to you by now, so you would know it's Antonov.
Yeah, it's Katarina Antonov.
Antonov. Oh. Ew. The Mob family?
Not a Belmont trying to keep under wraps the fact he's married to a vampire.
The Vampire Mob family. Ooh. How do you guys go along with this guy? He seems like he's just trouble.
I've been asking myself that question for ever since I met him.
I don't know why you decided to hunt me back down. She hunted me down. I was gone. I had left her life and left her alone.
Uh,
I don't pretend to understand you mortals. You guys are...
Honestly,
I
Victor
care
takes
too much.
Victor takes another sip and just kind of looks over at Calder. Well, honestly, we were thrown together, and we work well together, and at this point, we've been through enough that I consider him a friend, and I trust him.
It just dawned on me I'm married to a mob family.
And a rum runner, you know, and
Well, I already knew that one. I'm
Yeah.
totally okay with that.
And a
Being married
Feywild
to an Argon
princess.
bride is totally fine. And that one.
Feywild princess of the Summer Court, who just so happens to be known as as a sunshine.
Yeah.
And then there's me. I'm the only one that has avoided relationships so far. He just kind of smirks.
However much I don't really know my other wife, I do find her to be very, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you have a war going on. The cults of the elements are doing their things again. You just got Florence back his seat.
We were hoping to handle things over here and then cascade back into the material plane and handle everything that happens to be going on in the town, as well as get the seat filled for the Lunar Court, 2 of them, me and him.
So do you desire to have the Fomorians take care of the cult for you?
I would like to assist in that and remove them because that town is important to us, but I was hoping to have allies, but the only thing I want to do is give them freedom, give them a place to go. I don't have very much else to offer in the ways, and I feel bad for their situation where they've been shoved for the last several hundred years, and they don't deserve that.
Well,
as well as however terrible having the red caps up in the Feywild would be instead of being down here. We have some ferrets that are starving to death and having to go and do some stupid things for food, where if we brought back the red caps, they'd have plenty of meals.
and not being down here means that we don't have to be eating that stuff. It might be part vegetation, but it still tastes weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm curious about taking 1 or 2 of those ferrets and raising them on the material plane.
Oh, they make great pets. Until they get to about
What was the
moody
big one's
teenager
name?
kind of thing, then they...
I don't remember the big one's name.
Raja.
Raja! He raises his hands up.
Ah, yes, the great Graja.
He helped us out.
A ton.
Yeah... I'm glad he wasn't a problem for you.
I mean, he got snacks. That's what mattered.
That's good. I'm glad my boy was getting some snacks.
But how long do you think it'll take for the light bearer to come back?
I would probably say he's trying to sit here and find where his master is, and then he's probably going to bring him back to the throne room instead of down here.
Yeah, that's good. I
Should we
could also
rest?
tell him where he was if he would have waited a couple of seconds.
I think you
Yeah.
excited the poor guy.
I didn't mean to.
He's very
Yeah.
excitable, as you can tell. being the lamp
Yeah.
burner and all that, he's very...
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to keep a perpetual light source at the house.
Not a bad idea.
As well, Florence kind of wrecked the place.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a moth creature most of the time. Let's see here. Aznath will reach into his inventory, pull out the mess kit cart, and he is going to go ahead and pull out some jerky for his friend. Here's something to eat that you probably haven't had in a while.
He looks at it and sniffs it and then takes a few bites of it and he's chewing on it, thinking for a minute. Not bad. Not bad.
It's
Seems like they've changed the
horrendous,
processes, but...
Yeah. Figured you'd enjoy. I think I have here. Do you smoke?
Haven't in a while. I prefer pipes. It's great. You get to pack the
Yeah.
pipe, you get to sit here and have a nice puff of it, then you get to clean it. It's almost ceremonial. It's like when you make tea.
Yeah, cigars are nice when you're having a ride. You have not gotten to some of the technological advances. There are horseless coaches now that people ride around on.
What?
Yeah.
Then what moves them? People?
A combustion engine. It has fuel that explodes inside of it, and the contained explosions propel the vehicle.
Yeah.
I've heard of similar things in other planes, but... Horseless carriage made out of it? Fascinating.
Yeah.
I'll have to tear a few apart. I remember seeing dwarvish things that were made with strange metal feet that just didn't make any sense to me.
I will pour a shot of Argon Bright Moonshine for the group here.
Thank you.
Little piece of home.
And also include him with that.
Okay.
He takes it and he brings up the cult they faced right before this mission. And tells him about all of that.
Raphael's going to sip on the moonshine and listen to the stories.
And we're exchanging stories. Stella's going to start doing the regular cleaning on her rifle.
So what is that
Yeah.
thing?
The rifle?
Repeat that again?
Yeah, he's pointing to the rifle and he's like, what is that thing?
This is lever action rifle.
Interesting.
I don't remember if I shared the information with Stella.
Although this one is rather special.
But yeah.
Which
Victor's
information?
gonna pull out his sword and start cleaning it off. It's been a little bit since he's done anything to it.
And they go to pull a clean kit out of the little compartment in the stock. They take a look at that vial that's been stuffed in there. I've never touched.
You see him kind of look over at you as you're looking at the vial. It's like, what is that?
Oh, wondered what this is. ever since I found it. It's my father's rifle.
Mind if I see it?
Yes. Get. So hand him the vial. What
He's
do you
gonna-
think it is?
Just gonna start swishing it around a little. And looks it all over. Looking over what kind of glass it seems to be and everything. He's like, interesting. You say that this was inside your rifle?
Yes.
Hmm.
And from what I understand, this is not its original form.
No, the rifle would not be. The rifle is just using a conduit for it.
Mm-hmm.
This is liquid that's literally distilled from an arcane crystal.
Interesting.
And not any kind of arcane crystal. A living one. This is part of a living entity.
Uh-huh.
It's a conduit for whatever's tied to that gun.
That's interesting.
Dad, whatever have you been getting yourself into?
Oh, the worst part is it's got a fairly decent charge in it right now.
Oh.
The more you cast with it, the more it seems to sit here and absorb some of that spell.
Are you saying that this is potentially a bomb?
Theoretically, you could use it as such, or just about anything else.
Of course, my first thought is sippy sippy.
Okay.
My only problem is the finite amount that's in here tells me that you don't want to use it as a bomb, what it probably was originally used for, which was coating ammunition. You want to use it as a conduit. If you use it for more than that, you might sit here and run out of power before you can really get anything done. He hands Stella back the vial. Fascinating, because I haven't seen living crystal creatures in a while. Without doing more tests, I wouldn't know exactly which kind of crystal creature it might be. I've seen it done with living crystal creatures. I've seen them distill an entire entity because of crimes. That was fun. It's kind of like watching an ice elemental sit here and be melted. The screams are quite unique.
It is fascinating.
Yes.
Horrifying,
This one, to mention, this one also was named in Feywild books.
Which means
I don't
this...
remember the name off the top of my head, Lincoln, but I remember that entry.
Yeah, and I don't know if I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my problem too. I'm like, cool, I remember this detail, but I don't remember the notes behind it. Because I don't think I did notate that.
Yeah, I think I missed that note myself too, so I've got to go back through while I'm editing things.
Yeah.
He'll take back the vial and put it back where it goes, where it belongs. Seal everything up. Work the action a couple times.
Just a reminder.
Start reloading it.
Out of character reminder to Stella, you do have a calling card.
I do.
That's also probably in the butt of that gun, because that would be a very convenient place to store that.
Yeah. He freaked me out though. Honestly.
And that's out of character information to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that in character, because technically I also have one of those calling cards.
Because
It's just probably in with the tarot cards that my character has for some reason.
Yeah, but in character that does come to mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she shudders ever so slightly.
So, you guys should get some rest, and tomorrow we'll head on out and apparently deal with everything else. I've got a chieftain to talk to and see what I can wrangle up from them.
Alright.
Yep. So, Victor's gonna go find a spot to sleep.
Near the fire, it seems like there's a small area that they were letting, well, him stay in because it was smaller. A lot of the Fomorians are like 12, 16 feet tall creatures, and he's fairly normal sized compared to them.
Right.
Any other questions you guys might have, or?
I would have mentioned that my character would have mentioned that I was married to Lady Mordred, the Radiant Warmth.
Yep.
So that's the only other additional piece.
Alright.
But
And
she's
I
a
forgot
younger
to
fae,
mention-
so.
Yep. I do not see any notes on the name of that gun. I just remember it being mentioned. No, I don't think you actually mentioned the name. I think you just flat out said it was in the book.
Yeah, that might be what part of the problem is. I'll
Yeah.
have to make up the name and everything, and because apparently whatever idea I had, I didn't write down anywhere, and I don't remember it. Did you say something?
Yeah, I walked up. Don't worry about it.
Problem is, they're going to be hearing you twice now. But yes. So I think we should end there with the rest of the group. The group getting to rest up. And in which next session we will start off with some experience gained, maybe some little buffs or whatnot gained as well.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Alright, I AFK'd to start a snack.
So,
Getting hungry.
but we will call the episode here, so that we have a nice, good, clean point to start off of for next session.
And a good spot to technically level up because we're actually resting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Precisely.
For the first time in what seems to be ages.
Mm-hmm. Quickly checking to see if there's any potential people to raid into that are doing some tabletop stuff right now.
Goodness, man.
Yes. It's very interesting session. Don't you guys agree?
Yes, indeed.
Mikael's awesome.
Um,
He's going to also be part of the game in a whole.
mhm.
But of course, Victor's gonna feel an affinity for him. I mean, he's read his work, like he's talking to living history.
A man who's lived through so much history.
I sent you a suggestion there, Lincoln.
Oh, one that I've already got followed. Interesting. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I got them from you.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
We can separate them.
Technically not someone I directly know, but you know.
Yes. We will be grading over to Rogue Arcana, which seems to be doing a Witches and Snitches Magic Mysterium campaign. As a talk show and podcast.
Didn't know that was an option, honestly, until just now.
I didn't either. But we'll go pop over there. You guys have a good night. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And don't get in any trouble. If you do, give us a call. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night. There you go.